Hello, welcome to another episode of A Few Minutes with Marvin. I inspire those who aspire to make positive changes in their lives. And when was the last time you gave yourself a pat on the back and said, wow, good job today. Thank you for making this such an amazing day. How can it get any better than this? Oh, you haven't? Maybe you should. So, today I'm going to talk about the importance of celebrating yourself, celebrating any little achievement. Why is that important? Because most of our lives we expect to get accolades from someone else, right? Our teachers giving us a star on our paper, or our parents giving us extra allowance if we did something good, or if we do our chores, right? And then if you did it good, you get that accolade, or you get a project done at work and everybody's just cheering you on because you saved the day. But how many of those times do you turn it around in yourself and go, good job, really good job, I worked hard, and not only do I deserve those accolades from my peers and my friends and my family, but I deserve it from me. Yeah. So, and it's more important than you think, right? Because the bottom line is that we shouldn't expect praise or anything from anyone outside of us to begin with, right? Whatever we do should be of service, should be doing our job anyway. And if we've done a good job, we're going to get recognized, but we don't need that constant, you did a good job, or you're a good boyfriend, or you're a good husband because you took care of the kids today. Things like that. And those are some good examples too. And or your wife, mother never gets the attaboy from a lot of people, right? Motherhood's hard. Raising children is hard. But when you do it successfully, as exhausted as you are, at the end of the day, when you put your kids to bed, sit down and thank yourself. Congratulate yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Wow, I did amazing today for these beautiful souls that I'm raising to be good human beings. Pat yourself on the back. That's a major accomplishment right there. And this applies to anything that you do. And even as menial as the task is, right? Let's say you're always in a rush and you just rush your way through life. And one day you see a little old lady crossing the street and you decide, I'm going to slow down and help this beautiful soul. Help the lady cross the street. Pat yourself on the back for that. Right? That's something outside of your norm. It's not something that you would normally go out of your way to do. It's not a bad thing that you don't. But recognize those little things that you do every day for yourself and for others. And congratulate yourself. That's part of your growth. That's part of your soul mission here. Is to keep evolving. And how do you evolve? You break out of old habits and old patterns, right? Instead of waiting for somebody else to pat you on the back and acknowledge you, and then going to deep depression because nobody does. I know that's a real thing, but that's also something that you need to work on, right? So I think the easiest way to do that, if you are in that position where you just constantly need to have somebody acknowledge you, otherwise you don't feel worthy, or you don't see it yourself, right? Start seeing yourself as being worthy of your own love and attention, and your own pats on the back, and your own accolades. Really. And for those of you that don't love yourself, it starts with finding out why you don't love yourself and shifting that so that you can start loving yourself. And then you can start looking yourself in the mirror And then when you do those cool things that nobody else needs to know about, right? You do something nice for somebody anonymously, and you walk away, pat yourself on the back. Not to say, oh, look at you. No. I'm grateful that I'm able to do this for somebody else. And as karma would have it, it's going to come back to you in some way, shape, or form. So also, be open to receiving that when it comes, with love and gratitude and worthiness. Don't say, no, I help people, I don't need help. That's our problem here in the spiritual world, right? Everybody else can use us, our help, and take our energies. And they don't realize they're taking them, but that's what happens. That's the reality of it. And we're too humble to accept anything, not in return, but when somebody's trying to do the same thing for us. We never see us as being worthy. You may say, oh, I'm just being modest, but you're worthy of that. You're worthy of whatever comes to you in the form of an accolade, in the form of a gift, in the form of good karma, right? That's what this is all about. That's what this journey is all about. It's giving and receiving, right? But you can also give to yourself and receive love from yourself. And in my book, that is so important. So important. I was always that guy that did everything for everybody else. I was a people pleaser. I didn't have value in myself if I didn't do something that got attention or praise for somebody else. Under the guise, I was like, no, I was just doing my work, doing my job, But deep down inside, I was like, yeah, look, I just got recognized for that. They appreciated what I did, and that became a drug. I wanted to keep doing it, to keep getting appreciation from others. Meanwhile, I wasn't acknowledging myself for putting in the work, because looking back on some of those things that I accomplished under a different agenda, there were pretty cool things. There were some pretty cool things that I did, and I was able to do and troubleshoot and problem solve, even though the motivation for me doing that was accolades from somebody else. I can look back in those times and say, man, good job, man. You really, when you put your mind to something, you go at it and you do it well. So I recognize myself for that. And I acknowledge myself. I give myself my pat on the back. And I'm doing this video today because today, I'm working at a cafe, and it was busy. It was very busy. And although I was used to that environment as a chef, I'm not in that anymore. So for me, getting busy kind of puts a level of stress on me, because I don't want people to walk out because I can't tend to them fast enough. All those thoughts started coming back in my head. Now, I just learned recently that if you start, for example, if those thoughts are like, oh my God, you're going too slow, beating myself up for it, and then stopping myself, oh no, don't beat yourself up for it. It's okay. That's a negative thought, right? I'm kind of pushing those aspects of me that want to flow through me and want to be experienced out. So even today, as some of those thoughts were coming in, I was going to say, no, you don't do that anymore. You're not. It's like, no, that's negative. So I would just take a deep breath. And I'm grateful for these beautiful souls that they're waiting so patiently, right? It's an honor to serve them, and it's an honor for the cafe that I work for, and for myself, that we have the reputation now that's bringing these beautiful people in that are willing to wait. And as I delivered people their food, I didn't apologize, but I thanked them for their patience. They're like, no, my goodness, look how hard you're working. And there came some more accolades, and I received those too. Can you see how different that is? When you do you're in the shit, like I was, and you can still step back and allow those negative thoughts to come in. Oh my God, you're not going fast enough. Oh my God, all these people, I'm never gonna get done. I'm gonna be here forever tonight cleaning up. All those are negative thoughts. And did they try to come in today? Yes, they did. They did. And did I try to push them away? I almost did, but I recognized, like, nope, that thought's here. Let it flow through me and just keep working. Just keep working. I didn't pay mind to it, but I didn't push it away and I didn't ignore it. And I know that's not easy for a lot of people. And it was never easy for me. And it's become so much easier because I'm in awareness. But with every sandwich or soup or coffee or cappuccino or whatever I made, I just took a deep breath. It's like, there's one down. It doesn't matter how many more to go. I've accomplished this far. Congratulations. Let's keep going. And I tell you, that just shifted my mindset and the way I was looking at the situation really changed my outlook for the rest of the afternoon. And I was busy all the way through closing. And then, of course, it took a lot longer to clean up. But again, I wasn't upset about it. It was just, I felt accomplished because I did. I did something great for people, right? I got them their food. They were patient with me. I acknowledged them for their patience, and I acknowledged myself for my patience and my good work, because I wouldn't just slap anything together just to get it out. No, everything I did with complete care and attention to detail, right? Because that's love. And I know that the food that I put out today and the drinks that I made today were made with love, and I know that the people felt them, and everybody on their way out, not one person left the place without saying goodbye. That's nice, and I accept that and I receive that, right? That's a nice attaboy and pat on my back. So I receive it, I'm grateful for it, and tomorrow's another day. Whatever happens then will unfold naturally. So just a lesson for you to acknowledge yourself, no matter how small the accomplishment is, right? Especially if it's something that's out of your comfort zone or something that you would never do in your past and it just came naturally for you to do it. You didn't do it with any agenda. Acknowledge yourself. It's like, wow, look at that. This feels awesome. Feel that feeling. And just intend to do it more often. And that's how your life shifts. That's how your life shifts. You don't need somebody like me saying, good job. I can and I will. And when I do it for my clients, I absolutely mean it. Because I do acknowledge them for their little wins. And then I tell them to acknowledge themselves. I encourage all my clients, take this in. Take this win in when they're telling me something and they don't even hear themselves speaking about a good thing they just did. And I'll reiterate. It's like, do you just realize what you just did? My goodness, congratulations. Congratulate yourself. Let's take this in. And I encourage them to take a nice deep breath and celebrate that win. Right? And when you're doing that, you got nothing but smile on your face. And it's not ego. You're doing your job. You're doing what you're meant to be doing here. You're experiencing and evolving. So congratulate yourself for that. Really, recognize those little times when you're doing something and going above and beyond, and you don't need the accolade for anybody else. Give it to yourself. You are worthy of it. Even if you never get another compliment from anybody else, compliment yourself. It should mean so much more to you because you're in complete control of your life. You've taken your power back and you haven't given it away. And I'm not saying you can't be close to people and have those attachments, but don't let them determine what your mood is, how you think of yourself, whether you judge yourself or not, whether you love yourself or not. Because if that's the case, then here's a link to my website. As a spiritual transformation coach, I can help you work on that, because that's blocking you, and that's you're lacking self-worth there, and you shouldn't be. There's no reason for you to lack worth for yourself. Always see yourself as valuable. Always treat yourself that way, and others will too. And start by patting yourself on the back. That's simple, but that powerful. If you like the contents of this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm truly grateful for you. I appreciate that. appreciate any comments or likes I get on here. I accept those, right? But I congratulate myself for having the courage to make videos like this consistently and spontaneously. You know, this was never me in the past, but it is me now, and I congratulate myself for it. So congratulate yourself more often, and have an amazing day.